On a quiet suburban street, teenage dreams begin to twist into nightmares. A girl named Tina finds herself in a dark boiler room, the air heavy with steam and the sound of scraping metal echoing through the shadows. A figure emerges, burned, scarred, and grinning beneath a fedora, with a glove fitted with gleaming knives for fingers. She wakes screaming, relieved it was only a dream. But the claw marks ripped across her nightgown prove otherwise. This is Elm Street. And this is where the nightmare begins. The next day, Tina confides in her friends, her boyfriend Rod, her best friend Nancy, and Nancy's boyfriend Glenn. They tease her about the dream but admit they'd been having strange nightmares too, all involving the same mysterious man with the clawed glove. They laugh it off, trying to bury their fear, but the unease lingers. That night, while Tina's mother is away, the teens gather at her house. Rod sneaks into Tina's room, and soon she drifts to sleep. But the dream returns. The burned man stalks her through the endless hallways of her mind, his blades screeching across pipes, his laughter low and menacing. She begs for mercy, but there is none. Her body thrashes violently in bed as Rod watches in horror, unable to help. Blood splatters the walls, and Tina is torn apart by an invisible force. Rod flees, terrified, but the police capture him quickly. Nancy, shaken by her friend's gruesome death, tries to make sense of it. Something doesn't fit. She suspects the dreams aren't just in their heads. Determined to stay awake, she guzzles coffee, splashes water on her face, anything to fight off sleep. But eventually exhaustion pulls her under. In her dream, Nancy finds herself in the same boiler room Tina described. The scarred man steps forward, Freddy Krueger. His skin charred, his grin twisted, he drags his claws along the metal walls with a screech that chills her to the bone. He slashes at her, but Nancy fights back. With sheer willpower, she burns her arm on a pipe and wakes herself up screaming. To her horror, the burn from the dream is real. Freddy can reach beyond the dream world. As Nancy digs deeper, her mother Marge reluctantly reveals the truth. Years ago, Freddy Krueger was a child murderer who terrorized their town. But when the courts let him go on a technicality, the parents of Elm Street took justice into their own hands. They tracked him down and burned him alive. They thought it was over. But Freddy has returned through the dreams of their children, seeking revenge from beyond the grave. Meanwhile, Rod is strangled to death in his cell by Freddy's invisible grip. The adults call it suicide, but Nancy knows better. No one believes her, not even her father, the local police lieutenant. Alone, she realizes she must face Freddy herself. Nancy devises a plan. She asks Glenn to stay awake and wake her if she looks trapped in a dream. But even Glenn fails. He drifts off in his bed, and Freddy seizes his chance. In one of the film's most shocking moments, Glenn is pulled into his mattress, swallowed whole, before a geyser of blood erupts and splashes across the ceiling. Nancy is now the last one left. Determined, she sets booby traps around her house, sledgehammers rigged to doors, light bulbs filled with gunpowder, tripwires ready to snap. She forces herself to fall asleep, knowing Freddy will come for her. In the dream, he hunts her with sadistic glee, but she leads him into her traps. Explosions rock the house, and Nancy sets Freddy ablaze, his burning body stumbling through the halls. Her father arrives just in time to see Freddy's fiery figure vanish, but Nancy isn't convinced he's gone. She realizes the truth: Freddy feeds on fear. By refusing to give him that power, she can strip away his hold. Facing him one last time, she turns her back, denying him her terror. Freddy lunges, but his form dissolves into nothing. Morning light pours in, and Nancy steps outside into a bright, peaceful day. Her friends are alive again: Tina, Rod, Glenn, all waiting for her. Her mother waves from the doorway, everything seemingly perfect. But perfection shatters quickly. The car roof slams shut, painted with Freddy's red and green stripes, and it locks the teens inside. Marge is yanked through the door window like a doll, screaming. Freddy's laughter echoes as the dream consumes them once more. Nightmare and reality blur together, leaving only one certainty: Freddy Krueger is far from finished. A Nightmare on Elm Street wasn't just another horror movie. It redefined the genre, giving terror a new face in Freddy Krueger, a killer who didn't need to break into your home. He could haunt the one place you were most vulnerable, your dreams. It taught audiences that sometimes the scariest thing isn't what's outside your door, but what waits for you when you close your eyes. Thanks for joining us for this chilling journey into A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. If you enjoyed this narration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss more classic horror stories. Until next time, sleep tight, and whatever you do, don't fall asleep.